Thank you for joining the podcast team holiday broadcast. My name is Pamela Mullins. I am a cultural organizer because the world I want does not exist. I use my creative expression to give voice to feminism and advocacy. This holiday broadcast features my podcast team members. These fantastic ladies started our journey with video training and learning to build confidence in expressing our feminism and advocacy through voice, video, and photographic images. Our program is a team production and celebration. The segments today feature team members' reflections about the Christmas holiday and the upcoming January Martin Luther King Jr. birthday holiday. Each will do their introduction and share their story. The podcast team is a feminism advocacy project supported in part by the Kentucky Foundation for Women Freedom. Our journey to our program today includes a collaboration and support of many. First, we thank the TVNK interns, Sean Bilyeu and Hunter Oaks, for giving us time to help with the cameras in the studio today to produce this program. We thank Jason Dudas and CM Brown for their orientation, training, and support. Tony Gordon for technical support. Kirby Alexander at Coco 87 for his instruction about cultural database programming. Bernie O'Brien, who can be reached through Facebook at the Kenton County Library, for his interview and historical portrayal of General Lew Wallace, a Civil War Union commander. And children's book author Dave Hickey and his wife Marie and Little Red Dog for their interview sharing the newest epic book series, A Place of Refuge. I am also a member of the Community Program Center Advisory Committee and a producer. I invite you to contact the center to learn more if you have an interest in producing. I would like to introduce you to Virenda Garland Dottie, and she is sitting here on my left. She is one of my podcast team members, and I would like for her at this time to bring her portion of the program to you. So, Virenda, how are you doing today?
I'm great, and thank you.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Yes.
Let's talk some about your perspective in this Christmas holiday program that we're having. Want to share with us some information about you first?
Yes. Greetings. I am Virenda Garland Dottie, a resident of Newport, Kentucky, a retired Covenant Independent educator, and a retired paralegal from Northern Kentucky Legal Aid Society. I am a proud mother of 7 children, 2 of whom are deceased, great-grandmother of 19 biological grandkids with 6 bonus grandkids. I also have 15 biological grandchildren with 6 bonus grandchildren. In late April, I was honored to receive an invitation from Ms. Pam Mullins to become part of her podcast team. We also received training from Mr. Kirby Alexander and Mr. Tony Gordon. Our trainers were very professional and very knowledgeable. I was excited as at that time I was looking for another opportunity to enhance my skills. Also, I knew that working with Ms. Pam Mullins would be an awesome, successful learning experience, which it has been. We had a total of 12 training sessions with her. Ms. Pam Mullins provided each member of the podcast teams with the podcast equipment that we needed to be successful in our journey of being podcasters. Also, our podcast trainers informed us of other materials or equipment that we needed to purchase to help us. We were informed we would tour the TBNK studio in Covington. We were introduced to the director, Mr. Jason Dugas, and Mr. C.M. Brown, They both were very professional and very knowledgeable. We had 4 training sessions with them, which included, we had 2 orientations. Mr. C.M. Brown gave one, and the director gave one. We learned how to operate a camera, a large camera, the functions of a studio, the ins and out of running a studio, the importance of being aware of the environment that you are going to be surrounded when you're taking photos. Also be mindful of the climate and the weather, and really focus on what you wanted to capture in your pictures. Lastly, we learned the importance of editing. To me, I view editing as like if you write a paper, you need somebody to proofread it, or you need somebody to copy and paste. So that's what I've learned about editing. We were introduced to 3 grant writers from the Kentucky Foundation of Women who encouraged us to create our project and submit it to them for a possible grant. Since being a podcast team member, I have learned how to use my phone, because I was very novice on the phone, how to take better pictures, how to copy, edit, the difference between a horizontal picture or a landscape picture, and how to type comments on my photos, and how to enhance my photos. I also learned how to send my photos via Google and Drive. During one of the training sessions, I learned that since I was a resident of Newport, Kentucky, I needed a sponsor here in Kenton County. Miss Pamela Mullins graciously agreed to become my sponsor. You need sponsorship if you're not in Kenton County in order to check out the camera or any other equipment. Upon learning that I couldn't be classified as a producer due to my residency, TPNK staff informed me to contact the Cameron County Media Center, which is at NKU. After speaking with the director, who informed me that since I lived in good old Newport, that CCM could not offer their services. After a brief discussion with Ms. Mullins, our plans were to contact the Newport leaders and the school system. On October the 1st of 2002, I invited Ms. Mullins to attend the 2nd annual Newport Arts and Fest, Music Fest, which is held at the Southgate School. Southgate School at one time was the only black school for black children, and which was held in Cameron County. And it is now a museum. This was an excellent time for me to introduce Ms. Mullins to some of the Newport leaders, such as the first black superintendent, Mr. Anthony Tony Watts, and also Ms. Ramona Malone, who is the president of the Newport School Board. We also introduced her to the museum director, Mr. Scott Clark, and the assistant director, Mr. Dalen Garland. Both of those men are employees of the city of Newport. She also was introduced to Mr. Josh Turney. He's an employee of Brighton Street Center, and he has excellent connections with getting things done. Mr. Watts and Ms. Mullins, they have met, and they plan to meet again. And we will meet with the city managers and the mayor if necessary. It is our goal to have a podcast training at the school or the museum to avoid students that lives in Newport going to other cities to acquire the training for their future career. My great nephew, Andre Anderson, who was a Newport High School graduate, and he's also a graduate of Mount St. Joe. He took training at the TPNK, and because there is nothing open further for his education, he is now training in Atlanta, Georgia. We also are hopeful that getting the city officials involved in creating a podcast venue for the Newport students, they do not have to go out of state. They can stay home and further their career. It is not my intention at this point to offend anyone. If anyone is offended by my comments or my personal views regarding Christmas, I apologize. I ask for your understanding and ask God for forgiveness. This is a season to be jolly, but for many, this season brings depression, sadness, and confusion. Even the biblical scholars are having difficulty trying to explain just when Jesus Christ was born and just who is Santa Claus, or do he really have to climb down the chimney? When my oldest living daughter, Donna, was about 3 years old, I took her to Sheila Toes to see Santa Claus. He invited her to sit on his lap, and he asked her what did she want. And she told him what she wanted for Christmas. Then I took her to Pogues, which was a store down the street, to see that Santa. And that Santa sat on his lap, asked her the same question, what did she want for Christmas? And she replied, I just told you at the other store. You done forgot that quick? And how did you get here this fast? I didn't see any reindeers. My deceased son, Daryl, he loved Christmas, and which makes it very hard for me and my children because he truly was in love with Christmas. When we moved from our house to an apartment complex, there was no chimney and there was no fireplace. So my son Juan asked, Mom, how is Santa gonna get in here? There's no fireplace. So I decided to set my children down and share with them. My oldest children said they figured that there wasn't Santa Claus because I took the list and take them shopping and they would pick out what they wanted. So they figured there wasn't. When my youngest son, Dickie, was about 5 years old, one came to me and my husband and said, we understand about Christmas, but my baby brother is upstairs crying because he wants a Christmas tree. If you go and buy him one, I promise every Christmas I'll take it down, I'll decorate it, and I'll put it up for him. When Christmas is over, I'll take it down and put everything out. We can't take his crying. So please go get my baby brother a tree. So my husband and I, it was about 10:30 at night, we went to Zayre's out on Dixie Highway and purchased a tree. And sure enough, my older children kept their promise and put that tree up every year. And truly it was a joy seeing my baby smile because he was so happy he had a Christmas tree. Once my granddaughter stayed with me and it was Christmas time, and she said, Grandma, where's your Christmas tree at? And I said, I don't have one. So she said, well, I like to have a tree. So I had a large plant, artificial plant, and I bought lights and I put that around the tree. I recently, and that was about 20 years ago, no, about 15 years ago, I recently gave her the lights to that tree.
She is very
Oh, yeah. Once again, this is supposed to be a jolly season, but in my view, Christmas is commercial. It's profitable for the sellers. Some people after Christmas, they can't pay the rent, they can't pay their gas and electric bills, and they're out of groceries. They can't afford groceries because they went in that putting smiles on their children's faces. Also, for some, it's a sad occasion due to the loss of many loved ones who helped brighten up their holidays. Like I said earlier, for my family, my brother Tommy, who's deceased now, and my mother and my oldest son Daryl, they loved Christmas. Daryl's last Christmas, I was like, he purchased teddy bears for all of his nieces and nephews. My mom and husband both have been gone 21 years. My son Daryl's been gone 24 years, and it hasn't changed. Christmas is not as joyful as it used to be because we have lost our loved ones, and I'm quite sure there are others that have lost their loved ones, and even those that recently lost loved ones understand how I feel. However, everyone has the right to enjoy holidays the way that they believe in holidays. I recently did a survey on the exact birth of Jesus' birth. Unfortunately, it's not written in the Bible when Jesus was born. The Catholic and Protestant traditions, they celebrate Christmas on December 25th. However, Orthodox Christians in Russia, Greece, and Europe celebrate Christmas on January the 6th or the 7th. Biblical scholars felt that these dates are debatable. Paul puts Jesus' birth somewhere in September. While attending Temple Bible College, one of my professors shared with us and the book we were studying in, the New Testament, stated that Jesus' birthday was in April. My question is, does it really matter when Jesus was born? What's important to me is that he was born, and that if we accept him as our Savior and let him live in our lives daily, that's his birthday to you as a new Christian when you accept him. Yes, the trees are decorated beautifully, but my Savior died on the cross, which was created out of a tree. And guess what? It was decorated with his blood, which is red. You see a lot of people lights on their trees. What color is it? The predominant color is red. Can we come together and celebrate the true meaning of Christmas? To me, it's love. Because God so loved this world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish and have everlasting life. Learn to love human beings regardless of their ethnicity. A lot of people say race, but it's only one race, and it's called human. Helping anyone without judgment. For we are all created in dust, by dust. We're created the same. We're made from dust, and we shall return to dust. Our souls, our inner spirit will return to God. Will your return to God be joyous? Have a joyous time with your loved ones. May God bless you, and thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you so much, Miranda, for delivering those words of encouragement and sharing your perspective on Christmas. And you know, this is what the podcast team is all about, having that voice
Yes.
from a feminine perspective, you talked about being a mom, and as a mother, you know that this is a holiday that many people cherish, but your feeling about it is that it's been so commercialized that some things have been left out as far as the joy of the season. It's the first time that my mother will not be with the family for Christmas. She passed December 1st of last year. So I do want to share just a few poems about the holiday system before I conclude. Christmas time with my family is a day of celebration and joy. And my mom was just as big of a kid as all the rest of us. I'll tell you, my brothers, she would make sure that every year, you know, after my dad had passed, that my brother Michael consistently decorates the house and the lights, because mom just enjoyed things like that. So I want to share with you a couple of poems that I have. Well, I guess it's 3 of them that I'll do. And one is a Christmas wish. And it's from, I got these poems from a site called Family Friendly. And the website is familyfriends.com. And they have some beautiful poetry on that website. And this one happens to be a Christmas wish by Deborah L. Brown. And this was published by Family Friend Poems on 12/13/2018. I wish I could go back to the past, a Christmas long ago. I wish I could see my loved ones who have passed on long ago. I love to be that child again who sat on Santa's knee. Yes, all those memories that I have decorating the tree. I wish I could wake Christmas morn to see Daddy baking ham and to see my mama making her yummy, famous candy yams. I wish I could go to Grandma's house. Her cookies were the best. The pies and cakes that she would bake, she kept them in a chest. Her house would smell like ginger with a hint of balsam pine. She'd decorate the house with lights and it would surely shine. All these Christmas memories, it seems like yesteryear. I'd love to go back to the past. This is my Christmas prayer.
That's very beautiful.
Thank you. And I do have another one I'd like to share. And this one is Wishing Family and Friends a Blessed Christmas. From Us to You by Dusty Killenbrock. And this was also published by Family Friends Poems, December 2018. Wishing family and friends a blessed Christmas. It's Christmas time, and I wish you well. May the Lord bless you and with the best of health. I hope the stockings are hung and you're filled with wonder. There's so much surprises for you to ponder. May your children be merry when Santa brings toys, some for the girls, some for the boys. I pray you have food and plenty to eat, turkey and gravy and lots of sweets. I hope your family's there, friends and neighbors too. So Merry Christmas from all of us to all of you. Thank you. And then the last one I want to do is The Littlest Christmas Tree. And as you had said, you know, there are all kinds of sacrifices, all kinds of honoring, humbleness in the spirit of the celebration of the birth of Christ and Christmas, even a tree. This is from, again, the Family Friend Poem. And this is titled The Littlest Christmas Tree by Amy Peterson. Published in Family Friends Poems on 4/22/2009. The littlest Christmas tree lived in a meadow of green, among a family of tall evergreen. He learned how to whisper the evergreen song, and the slightest of wind that came gently along. He watched as the birds made a house out of twigs, and couldn't wait till he too was big. For all the trees offered a home, the maple, the pine, and the oak, who's so strong. I hate being little, the little tree said. I can't even turn colors like the maple turns red. I can't help the animals like the mighty old oak. He shelters them all in his wide, mighty cloak. The older tree said, "Why, little tree, you don't know the story of the mighty king from the land with no snow?" Little tree questioned, "A land with no snow?" "Yes," said the old tree, "a very old story from long ago. A star appeared, giving great light, over a manger, a long winter's night. A baby was born, a king of all kings, and with him comes love over all things. He lived in a country all covered in sand, and laid down his life to save all men." Little tree thought of the gift given by him. Then the big tree said with the happiest grin, "We're not just trees, but a reminder of that day. There's a much bigger past of a role that we play. For on Christmas Eve, my life I'll lay down in exchange for a happier, loving ground. As I stand dying, they'll adorn me and trim. This all will be done in memory of him." Among a warm fire, a family with family and friends, in the sweet songs of Christmas, I'll find my great end. Then ever so gently, he'll come down to see and take me to heaven, Jesus and me. So you see, little tree, we are not like the oak, who shelters all things beneath his great cloak. Nor are we like the maple in the fall, whose colors leave many standing in awe. The gift that we give is ourselves, limb for limb. The greatest of honor, the memory of him. The little tree bowed his head down and cried, and thought of the king who willingly died. For what kind of gift can anyone give than to lay down your life when you wanted to live? A swelling of pride came over the tree. Can all of this happen because of just me? Can I really bring honor by adorning a home? By reminding mankind that he's never alone? With this thought, little tree began singing with glee, happy and proud to be a true Christmas tree. You can still hear him singing, even the smallest in height, singing of Christmas and that one holy night. I thank you all for joining us today for our special holiday program, and I truly, truly admire my ladies of the podcast team. As we move toward 2023, all of us will continue to share our advocacy and our feminism with you in our own special ways. And occasionally, we will come back together as a team to do special broadcasts for you in honor of you. So today, I say thank you, and in peace, have a blessed, happy holiday season, and enjoy the upcoming Martin Luther King holiday celebration. Thank you and take care.
Bless you.
Hey heroes, welcome to Community Heroes Cares. I'm one of your hosts, Serena Owen. My pronouns are she, her, we, us, and I believe we're all family. So excited to join you today. I'm a mother, a community activist, a wife of a Marine veteran who also was just elected into office in Kenton County. I'm a newly elected councilwoman, and my mother, who's our other host, she's newly elected as well. And we're excited to join you. We have one of our heroes with us today, Miss Pam Mullins. So I am going to turn it over to my mother, and again, welcome. We bring you love and light from Community Heroes, and yeah, let's get started.
Hello, my name is Renee Wilson, and I am excited to be here to be with Miss Pamela Mullins and Serena Owen. And I have a couple of questions here for Miss Pamela. And we want to thank you for being here today with us. The Community Heroes is a non-profit organization that highlights service and celebrates those who go above and beyond the call of duty to give back to our communities, and you truly do that. Your podcast advocacy and educational outreach has touched many, and we are looking forward to touch even more. That's why we have you here. Yes. Can you please tell us, share a little bit about yourself?
Well, when you say share a little bit about myself, first thing I'd like to say is that I'm a person who enjoys people, and I appreciate the recognition, the honor that you're giving to me today. It's not that I do the things for recognition or honor. I do them just because there's so much need. I'm a compassionate person. If there's anything that I can do, it's like the song says, if I can help somebody along the way, then my living shall not be in vain. And I truly believe that.
And you truly show it too.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we want to thank you and let you know that we appreciate you. We appreciate you and your service, and you are truly an amazing woman. How can we learn more about you, your educational outreach, and where can we go to sign up to book your services, join your podcast team, or partner with you?
Okay. Well, there's a couple of ways that you can reach me. One of the steadfast way is because I'm on Facebook. Just go to my Facebook page or message me, Pamela Mullins. You're not necessarily going to see my photo, but you'll see an image of a Black super woman.
Yes.
which is an image that I've had on my website for years. When there was a challenge for folks to find an image of something that makes them think about who they are. It was before they started this craze about create your own avatar.
Yeah.
Well, that challenge is when I found this image by a Black illustrator, and I have been using that image for years. So, I've gained weight, don't look quite like that, and maybe the wear and tear over the years, but I continue to do my best and try to be whatever I can as far as an assistance to help for those in need.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. I remember that post because I created that post, and when she put up the superhero woman, I said, that is Miss Pam.
Yes.
And she still is beautiful today. So thank you. And that's what this segment is about, honoring people like you and heroes like you who go above and beyond the call of duty to give back to our communities. So thank you so much. And that's why we created Community Heroes, to just encourage and empower. And that's what your podcast training has done for us and is doing for other women, for, our podcast team and others within our communities. Help empower people and give them a voice to further advocate, for our passions, and also to take what we've learned and then give back. And so you embody that, all of that, she's the whole package. I remember that saying, all that in a bag of chips. Well, that's Miss Pam. And so and we appreciate you for just teaching us and giving us the tools and the resources that we need, just like God, and I know you're a spiritual woman.
Yes.
We appreciate you for doing that for us through this podcast training. And so in one of our segments, we honored Miss Pam with a Community Hero Award. And so she received a trophy and then also a certificate for her outstanding service. And we have a little surprise for you because we have, our one of our state representatives, Buddy Wheatley.
Yes.
Well, what he did because she was one of our community heroes and Women Who Leads, and she was recognized as well as my mother, Renee Wilson. And so Buddy Wheatley created a legislative citation for all of the Women Who Lead, honorees like the two of you, and who are also community heroes, and created this legislative citation. And so in a legislative meeting or in a commission meeting, because you're part of the Human Rights Commission of your choosing, then we're going to present you with that legislative citation. So you're going down in history.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So thank you for your
Thank you.
service, all that you do. We want to thank the Kentucky Foundation for Women
Yes.
as well, for the grant that they provide to help make the training
Yes.
possible. We want to thank TB&K and their amazing staff and team, for helping us along the way and providing training and the facilities so that we can do our shows. And we want to thank the rest of the team.
Yes.
But we're really grateful, and we're excited about all the things that we're planning on doing. We're planning on taking this show on the road.
Yes.
So you all stay tuned. We've been doing community heroes and honoring heroes like yourself since 2000 with Outstanding Service Awards, and then in 2010 we started going to legislative meetings and then honoring our heroes like yourself. So we're going to provide you with your legislative citation, and you're just going to give us the date, tell us when and where we're going to show up, and help you go down in history with your legislative. And you're already one of our leaders who has done a lot and made history within our communities on the school board here in Covington, as well as the city council, and we're all first too, so
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Miss Pam's one of my mentors, and I'm just I thank you for encouraging us, and also being that positive role model, that encourage us to keep moving forward. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. We want to just give recognition also to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Because this is the time of the year where we celebrate him all year, and his spirit of service and of love is with us all year long. But during this time of the year, we want to encourage you all, our viewers, family, and friends, to take that spirit of service and of love to continue to give back to your communities and help others, as we're, doing with Community Heroes. Nominate an awesome hero like Miss Pam Mullins. Yeah, I'm sure you know some folks within your church, schools, community, in the workplace. So remember, how they give back, how they go above and beyond the call of duty to give back. And, and take that spirit of gratitude like we did over the holidays and nominate them. You can find us as well on Facebook, Community Heroes, and you can just, for no cost, really. This is a free gift of love that you can give to others within your community or folks that and lift up the service that they provide, encourage them, and and that's a free way to give back. So let's use this holiday as the the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. Of course, he has a lot of awesome quotes, out there. But during this time, one of my favorite quotes is, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that." And as community heroes, we encourage others to. Our motto is "Shine on, serve and shine on." And he says, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing to help others?" And so we have a lot of good folks within our community who, like Miss Pam Mullins, who's giving back and helping others. And let's help them, shine a light on that and encourage them to continue to give back and hopefully encourage others to do so as well. So thank you for being that role model. Is there anything else that you'd like to say and share?
Well, I'd just like to say thank you to both of you. You're awesome women, and I'm proud to have you on the podcast team with the other ladies. And the fact that what you did do is something to reckon with as far as history with a family who is first extort political. I'd have to say political because these are elected positions for you to get in council, which is a great leadership position for both of you. And then for your husband, soil conservation. Looking forward to working with all of you in the future. Environmental justice is another piece that I deal with too. So I'm sure along the way, there will be more opportunities for us to work collaboratively with each other. So I thank you both and appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Ms. Pam Mullins. Thank you to our host, Renee Wilson. I'm another host, Serena Owen, and this is Community Heroes Cares, from all of us, our families, to yours. Again, happy holidays to you, and we love you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Shine on. Thank you.
Hello, and seasoned greetings to all. My name is Denise Hines Bush.
Hi, my name is Vaughn Wood.
I've learned a great extensive amount of information in my audio and video production class. And I tell you right now, the experience that I experienced was one of enlightenment. It was challenging, and it also gave me a lot of skills. So I was very excited when Pam gave us the opportunity to learn video and audio broadcasting. I became interested in it a while ago, but Pam gave us the opportunity to learn more about it. And right now I want to thank Pam for giving us this opportunity. She is such a visionary person, and also she's always willing to help people. She's always giving back to the community. So with that, I'm going to continue on. What interests me, brought me to this point was, early in my life, I've always been encouraged by my mother and my family members, my grandmothers especially, to be outgoing, to contribute to society, and also to help right the wrong and injustices in the world. So by learning audio and video production, I have a platform by which I can speak out on these things. And also, I just want to say I learned a lot from TNBK. I learned how to handle a studio camera, how to edit, and also how to put a production together. So I was very grateful for that. And again, I want to say it has been such an exciting thing to learn. It has brought my confidence level up. And then I want to say, again, as I was talking about being enlightened by this, it made me see the world in a different light. I saw things that I didn't see before, and it also challenged me to come out of my comfort zone. And then last of all, again, like I said prior, I learned how to handle the camera. I learned how to do different things. So I'm very happy about this. And so for future projects that we want to do for learning these things, we want to do a documentary on the history of the Northern Kentucky Black churches, how they evolved, how they started and how they evolved and what they're doing now to contribute to help the work of ministry in the community. So those are the things that I have experienced and I'm excited about. And I'm excited about continuing on and doing other things like short films. So I hope this encouraged you to learn how to do audio and video producing. So contact Miss Pam if you want to do this. She is a very experienced person with over 20 years of video and audio broadcasting. She is an expert in this field, and she certainly will help you in this. I'm reading about the birth of Jesus Christ. This is what the season is all about. I hope you find something very warm in this, and also a very profound feeling that Christ, our Savior, was born for our salvation. Luke chapter 2, verse 1 through 7. And it came to pass in those days that when there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Caesar Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the household and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. God bless you this holiday season. And remember, Jesus is the reason for the season.
Hi, my name is Vaughn Whittle, and season's greetings. I would just like to take a couple of minutes of your time to share my experience with taking a podcasting class. And I hope that by sharing this, that it will encourage someone in the future to take a class. Well, first I would just like to explain how I got into podcasting. Well, my aunt signed up for the class because she was interested in doing a documentary. I knew what podcasting was, but I did not know how to produce my own podcasting episode. So she signed me up, and I took the class, and I haven't looked back ever since. So what kind of opportunities it's given me after taking my class? Well, I was able to meet and connect with people that work in the TV industry. And by doing that, I was able to reach out to people in my community who are able to help me with my research in my future projects. And my future projects I would like to do in the year 2023 would be to do a documentary with my aunt on the African American churches. I would like to do a short film, and also I would like to do a sports recap and sports complimentary podcasting series in football, college football and NFL. So what kind of skills did I learn that's going to help me in my future use? Well, I was able to learn how to use a camera, how to use lighting, how to edit a video, and these are going to be able to help me to produce my own documentaries, films, etc. as I move along in my future journey. So with that being said, I would like to just thank Miss Pam for letting me be in her class, because I was able to learn a lot from her expert teaching. I would like to thank the crew of TVNK who helped to train me in the studio on how to actually do the footwork in making my own podcasting class. And I would also like to thank my team for being supportive on this teaching experience with me. And with that, I'd like to just let everyone know, like to tell everyone happy holidays and season's greetings. I would like to recite a poem, a Christmas poem called Christmas Bells by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I hear the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and will sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. and thought how, as a day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men, till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day, a voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then from each black accursed mouth, the cannon thundered in the south, and with the sound, the carols drowned of peace on earth, goodwill to men. It was as if an earthquake rent the hearthstones of a continent and made forlorn the households born of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair, I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then peal the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Thank you for listening to my Christmas poem, and happy holidays.